Now, a lot of parents are told that if they stay with their child as they fall asleep at bedtime, they're just going to make their child clingy. In my experience, this is not the case at all. Let's face it, children are born clingy. That's kind of what their survival depends upon. But the thing that I have noticed makes a child extra super clingy at bedtime is the simple fact of when we try to get them to bed and they are not ready for sleep. Either because they're not regulated enough or they simply haven't had enough awake hours in their day to feel ready to power down for the night. So much like we probably can't expect them to stay in the lounge room on their own if no one else is in there, what makes us think they're happy to stay in the bedroom at bedtime if we're going to walk away and leave them there? Particularly if they're not absolutely ready to drop off into sleep. The ability to be in their own company develops much later on in childhood. It's not something that happens in infancy and toddlerhood like we're led to believe. Does that mean that children just can't self-settle then at this age? No. Some children are happy to do that. Some children have no problem with it. But the vast majority of children do need to know that their parents are close at hand or with them to feel safe enough to surrender to sleep. So if your child can't put themselves to sleep yet and can't go into bed wide awake and go down through the gears into sleep on their own, it's not because you're doing something wrong or you've missed the boat. It's probably just where they're at developmentally. And staying with them is not going to stuff up your chances of having them independent in the future. And of course, your child doesn't care if the app says they should be asleep by 7. If they're awake, causing mischief, or just generally wanting to stay close to you, or needing lots of help with soothing and winding down until, say, 8:30, there's every chance their bedtime needs to be made 8:30. Battling on with a 7 p.m. bedtime in the hope that something is going to change is unlikely to be the quickest solution, particularly if it causes lots of tears, anxiety and frustration. So if you're having trouble encouraging your little one, whether it's a toddler or whether it's an older child, to be independent at bedtime, I would say be curious about their levels of tiredness. Think about the time they normally fall asleep and try moving bedtime closer to that time of the night just to test this theory. We can always move bedtime earlier once we find that sweet spot. If you've got any questions, you know where to leave them.